Owning land is great. It's a tangible asset. You can touch it, you can build on it. But buying land, especially in desirable urban areas, is expensive. This is where long-term ground leases come in. A ground lease is like renting land for a really, really long time. We're talking 50 to 99 years. The landowner still owns the land. The developer leases the right to build on it and collect income from the property. This arrangement has benefits for both sides. Landowners get a steady stream of income without selling their precious dirt. Developers get access to prime locations without needing a massive upfront investment. It's a win-win, like finding a $20 bill in your pocket. Imagine a world where land ownership doesn't have to be a barrier to development. Tax increment financing, or TIF, is a bit more complicated than ground leases. It's a tool used by cities to encourage development in blighted or underdeveloped areas. Think of it like a financial incentive for developers to take a chance on neighborhoods that need a little love. A city designates a specific area as a TIF district. This area usually has a lot of potential but might be struggling economically. The city then calculates the amount of property tax revenue currently generated within the district. This is the base amount. As new development occurs within the TIF district, property values, hopefully, increase. This generates more property tax revenue. The difference between this new revenue and the original base amount is the tax increment. The city uses this tax increment to fund public improvements within the district. Think new roads, sidewalks, parks, and other infrastructure upgrades. TIF districts can be a powerful tool for cities looking to spur development and revitalize their urban cores. So we've got long-term ground leases, which make land more accessible, and we've got TIF districts, which provide funding for public improvements. What happens when you combine these two tools? You get a potentially powerful recipe for economic development. Imagine this: a developer identifies a prime piece of land in a TIF district. The land is perfect for a mixed-use development with apartments, shops, and maybe even a public park. But there's a catch. The upfront cost of buying the land is astronomical. Enter the ground lease. The developer negotiates a long-term lease with the landowner, securing access to the land without a massive initial investment. Meanwhile, the city's TIF program kicks in, funding those much-needed infrastructure improvements. The development thrives, attracting residents, businesses, and visitors. It's a win-win-win. For developers, the combination of ground leases and TIF districts can be a game changer. Ground leases significantly reduce the upfront capital required for a project. By leasing the land, developers free up capital to invest in the actual construction and development of the project. This lower barrier to entry allows them to take on more ambitious projects and maximize their return on investment. TIF districts provide access to public funding for infrastructure improvements that directly benefit the development. These improvements enhance the appeal and value of the development itself and contribute to the overall desirability of the surrounding neighborhood. By combining these two tools, developers can mitigate risk, preserve capital, and gain access to funding for essential infrastructure. This creates a more favorable environment for innovation and allows them to take on projects that might otherwise be financially unfeasible. Section 5: Benefits for landowners, steady income and long-term appreciation. Now let's shift our focus to the landowners. While it might seem counterintuitive to lease out valuable land instead of selling it, the benefits of a long-term ground lease, especially within a TIF district, can be incredibly appealing. Ground leases provide a consistent and predictable stream of income over an extended period. This is particularly attractive to landowners who are looking for stable long-term returns. Unlike the volatility of the stock market, ground leases offer a reliable source of revenue that can be counted on for decades. Landowners retain ownership of the land itself. This means they benefit from any appreciation in land value over the term of the lease. TIF-funded improvements in the surrounding area can further enhance the value of the land. It's a passive investment strategy with the potential for significant long-term returns. Section 6: Benefits for communities' new development and economic growth. Beyond the direct benefits to developers and landowners, the combination of ground leases and TIF districts can have a transformative impact on communities as a whole. New development often translates to job creation. Construction projects require a workforce, and new businesses within these developments create additional employment opportunities. This influx of jobs can revitalize local economies, providing residents with new opportunities and boosting the overall economic health of the community. TIF-funded improvements enhance the quality of life for everyone in the area. Parks, public spaces, and improved infrastructure benefit the entire community, creating more vibrant and livable neighborhoods. This can attract new residents, businesses, and visitors, further stimulating economic growth. This holistic approach to development benefits everyone involved, creating a more prosperous and vibrant community for all. Section 7, Negotiating the ground lease, key considerations for both sides. Negotiating a ground lease is a complex process that requires careful consideration from both the landowner and the developer. Both parties need to ensure their interests are protected and that the agreement is mutually beneficial. For landowners, key considerations include the length of the lease term, the rent amount and escalation clauses, and the responsibility for property taxes, insurance, and maintenance. Developers need to focus on securing a lease term that aligns with their project timeline and provides sufficient time to recoup their investment and generate a profit. Clear communication and a thorough understanding of each party's needs and expectations are crucial for a successful ground lease negotiation. Seeking legal and financial advice from experienced professionals can help both landowners and developers navigate the complexities of the process. Section 8. Navigating TIF districts. Understanding the rules and regulations. Developing within a TIF district comes with its own set of considerations. Developers need to be aware of the specific rules and regulations governing the use of TIF funds and ensure their projects align with the district's goals. Each TIF district has its own set of guidelines outlining eligible projects and expenses. Developers need to carefully review these guidelines to ensure their project qualifies for TIF funding. Transparency and accountability are crucial when working with TIF funds. Regular reporting and communication with the city or governing body overseeing the TIF district are essential to ensure compliance and maintain a positive working relationship. By understanding the rules, engaging in open communication, and carefully documenting all project activities, developers can leverage TIF funding to create successful projects. Section 9. Conclusion: a powerful combination for economic development. When used strategically and responsibly, the combination of long-term ground leases and TIF districts can be a powerful engine for economic development, revitalizing communities and fostering sustainable growth. This approach allows developers to access prime locations without massive upfront costs, provides landowners with a steady stream of income and long-term appreciation, and empowers cities to invest in public infrastructure and revitalize struggling neighborhoods. However, it's crucial to remember that these tools are not a one-size-fits-all solution. Careful planning, thorough due diligence, and open communication between all stakeholders are essential to ensure these arrangements benefit everyone involved. By embracing innovative financing mechanisms and fostering collaboration between the public and private sectors, we can unlock the potential of underutilized urban spaces and create thriving neighborhoods.